Hello, it is Wednesday, it is 12 noon, and we are here and ready to go. So I just want to thank you guys for joining in. I am Deborah Porter with Moms Mentoring Circle, and I support moms with systems to help them organize their lives, their homes, their kids, their schedules, so that they can then get back to the things that they love to do and their own dreams and desires. So today, we're talking about making me a priority again. How do we do that? I put up a couple days ago something like put yourself back on the schedule in ink and not pencil, and I had a couple people inbox me and say, what does that look like? So I'm so wrapped up into where I am right now. How do I do that? What does that look like? So I thought we would discuss it, right? So making me a priority again. What does that look like? How do we begin that? Hello, Tammy, how are you? So we're just going to get right in. I've got about maybe 7 or 8 points. I'm just going to get right to it. So making me a priority again. How does that start? What does it look? Oh, I've got to say, I'm wearing Villanova stuff all week, you guys, because my youngest son graduates from Villanova this weekend. We are super excited. So I'm kind of in the Villanova zone right now. Okay, making me a priority again. Point number 1, making time for yourself. And when I speak about making time for yourself, we each have hobbies that we enjoy. We have things that we like to do in our free time. I'm really not talking about that. I'm really talking about 15 or 30 minutes of quiet, of breathing, of praying, journaling, seeking, dreaming, 15 to 30 minutes a day carved out, whether it's before everybody gets up, whether it's after everybody else is in bed, whether it's in the middle of the day, but really taking those few moments to just kind of enjoy the moment, be still in that moment, and really begin to let your mind really think about, let your spirit really kind of commune with God. Let your thoughts really begin to focus in on Him, and also on what His purpose and plan is for you and what He created you to do. Why are we here? We wear a lot of different titles, a lot of different hats, but what's the purpose of why we're here? So I suggest making time for yourself every single day. That's point number 1. Point number 2 is setting appropriate boundaries. So another way of saying that might be, what are your non-negotiables? What are the things that are in place that no matter what, these things are in place? Hey, Darlene, how are you? So when you're talking about setting boundaries or your non-negotiables, what I like to also say or add to that is that the word no is a complete sentence. You don't always have to explain why you're unable to do a particular thing. You don't always have to give a reason. Sometimes just having to say, I wish I could help you, but I just can't today. Or I wish I could be available for that committee, but I'm already tied up with some other stuff. I'm volunteered here and I'm giving my time here. Sometimes the schools will really tug on and pull on those moms that are always available, that are always there, that are always willing to help, which is fine, which is amazing, which is fantastic. We all want to be available to, as much as we can to help at the school or be a teen mom or what have you. But there does come a time and a point and a place where you've reached your maximum capacity of being able to be available for other things outside of your home, as well as being available for the folks inside your home, as well as being available for yourself. As moms, and sometimes as stay-at-home moms, as working moms, we feel guilty almost for taking time for ourselves. So we've already talked about mom guilt. That was the very first live I did, and that's on the Moms Mentoring Circle page if you wanna get into that a little bit more. But the best you is who your family needs to show up. And if you are burning all of your wicks at every end, it's difficult to do that. So when you're talking about more volunteer committees to join, more extracurricular activities for the kids to join, the overwhelm for that really can show up by us slamming cabinets, fussing at people, short, no patience, because we already know we're overextended. You know, we're just getting up in the morning. We already know we've overextended ourselves. So first point was make time for you. Second point was setting appropriate boundaries. What are your non-negotiables? Point number 3 is delegate. And can be a hard one for us too, for moms sometime. But delegating is very important, because here's the thing. Your family and people around you that love you cannot read your mind. They're not mind readers. They don't know. Even though you look to yourself to be overwhelmed or to be doing a lot or to be racing around, sometimes people aren't really paying attention to it. So we have a responsibility when we need help to ask for help. We have a responsibility that when things have gone too far, we've got too much going on, that we start pulling on the folks that, one, love us and want to help us, and two, our family members who are there in the home with us as well. Taking it off of your plate and allowing someone else to do it means you don't get to supervise it, right? Because then you're still doing it. So it may not look the way you want it to look. The folds may not be folded the exact way that you would fold them, but the clothes are folded. All right. So the thought that there's so much to do and you have to do it all, we really have to deal with that and realize I've got to open this up and allow other people to step in to help. Okay. So we've got make time for you, setting appropriate boundaries, delegating, and this is all part of making yourself a priority again. So point number 4 is adjusting our expectations. Things need to be done, but everything doesn't need to be done perfectly. So when you talk about delegating and giving over the responsibility of a task to someone else, we're going to have to live with how it turns out. It may not be the exact way we would do it. When my children were younger, my youngest was the lowest to the ground, right? He's the shortest, he's the youngest. I would put a sock, this is terrible, I can't even believe I'm telling y'all this. I would put a sock on his hand, and his job when we were cleaning was to go around and just kind of wipe down the baseboards. He was maybe 5, probably 5. Yeah, he was probably in kindergarten. But was it perfectly done? No. Was it acceptable? Yes. Did I want to get down there and have to do it? No. I would get it when I would mop or whatever, but every now and then, baseboards just need to be wiped down. So he kind of thought it was a game. I kind of let him think it was a game. But the idea of having to accept the fact that it's not going to be done perfectly, but I'm a bit overwhelmed. I need to be able to delegate and then take my hands off of it and let it get done. So we've got making time for you, setting appropriate boundaries, delegating, adjusting our expectations. Those are the first 4 points in making myself a priority again. And then we've got number 5. And number 5 really deals with being happy. And I think sometimes we feel like it might be someone else's responsibility to make us happy. And instead of someone making us happy or us being happy, how about doing happy? Right? How about doing those things that make you happy? What are the things that you like to do that make you happy? And if we think about those things, then, at least there's a clearer path to what to do to make me happy. So the thing that I like to do, I like to play tourist in my own city, right? So I'll grab my phone, some maps, put on my sneakers, and I'm out the door. I like doing that. Debbie likes doing that. Not mom, not wife, but me. My husband travels for work. I'll tag along with him sometime. He's off at meetings. I'm just a tourist in that city. So the things that make you happy. Some of us have hobbies and talents and other things that we like, painting or crafting or sewing or different things. But do happy. Do the things that kind of cause that feeling, because it's a feeling. Happiness is a feeling. It's not a state of being. It's a feeling, which means it will come and go. Feelings come and go, ebb and flow. They don't, it doesn't stay that way all the time. But if you're feeling a particular type of way, think about what can I do to have that feeling, to feel happy? What is it that I can do? Number 7. Oops, nope, that was number 5. So number 6, saying yes to yourself. saying yes to yourself. Oftentimes, we will put the things that we want to do way on the back burner. But think about things that you want to do and just saying yes to it and just doing it. I want to write a book. Start writing. I want to start a business. Start researching. But begin to say yes to the things that you want to do, that you like to do. It's not selfish. It's not, and no one else has to suffer as a result of it, but you can say yes to you and everyone else can still thrive also. All right, that's number 6. Number 7, self-care. So let me just say this. Kids have self-care down. They got it down. They're going to tell you when they're going to do, what they're going to do, how they're going to do. They have it down. We've got to do a better job with self-care. And self-care is so much more than a good mani-pedi. So much more than a good mani-pedi. We all love a good mani-pedi. We all love a great massage. But self-care is so much more than that. And we've talked about that a little bit before as well. And also on the website, momsmentoringcircle.com, we've written an article there that talks about self-care and really how that can tap into the deepest part of you, not just the outward parts of you. So I'm going to save some time and not really dive deeply into that because there's a whole article there. I'll actually put the link up too in the comments when we're done. But you can absolutely pop over there. Just scroll down the page and you'll see self-care, find out more. Just click on that and you'll have that article. So we've got making myself a priority again, making time for me, setting appropriate boundaries and non-negotiables, delegating, adjusting my expectations, doing happy, saying yes to me, self-care. Number 8 is to get moving. Number 8 is get moving, get up, get at it. If you're a runner, go run. If we all can go for a good walk, yoga, whatever the thing is for you, get moving. It can allow you to kind of sort out your thoughts, can allow you some time to pray. It just gets those endorphins flowing. So get moving, require of yourself. Every day is ideal, but several times a week, require yourself to get up and get at it and get walking and get moving. Number 9, what's one thing you can remove from your to-do list and everything will still be fine? Sometimes that list is so long and full of things that we want to be perfect. But looking at that to-do list, what's one thing that you can just scratch off of it and the earth will still rotate on its axis? Just think about the thing that we're making a big deal that maybe isn't that big a deal. So think about that, just removing one thing from your to-do list. And releasing yourself and ourselves, I'm speaking to me too, from the thought that after everything gets done, then I can relax. Because here's the thing, everything will never be done. As a mom, there's always something else that could be done. There's always another load of clothes to wash. There's always another meal to prep. There's always homework to look over. There's always papers in the backpack to go through, forms to sign. There's always something else to do. So instead of saying once everything is done, then I'll relax, your time, right, which was point number 1, making time for you, needs to be on the top of that list so that the best of you can show up to do the things on that list that really matter. The things that for you are the things that you need to do, but then the ability to then delegate and give out other things to others to do. And then lastly, I would just say, simplify. People say you can have it all. The question becomes, do I want it all right now? Do I need it all? And why do I want it all? For what purpose? Is it to keep up with the Joneses? Why do I want it all? I want and need what I want and need. And what's going to allow me to be able to be a blessing to other people from my overflow. That doesn't necessarily mean I need or want it all. And I'm really not even talking about, the scale down, the Marie Kondo kind of scale down, because I still have an issue with Marie Kondo, y'all. She convinced me my gray sweater was not bringing me joy, and I gave that sweater away, and I'm still kind of hot about it. So I'm not even talking about that extreme. I'm just talking about simplifying, just kind of paring things down a little. And that's going to look different for everybody. But a lot of us have garages that we can't even put our cars in because it's got stuff in it. And if we thought about it and someone asked us what's in there, we may not even be able to tell you. I know personally, we have stuff that has followed us from garage to garage when we've moved, and I'm over it. So this spring is get rid of the junk in the garage. But, you know, closets, we all have that junk drawer or drawers, right? So just beginning to simplify, to pare things down, to kind of release some clutter, things that we know we're not using. I feel like if I've got a box in the garage that's been in there for 3 years, it really doesn't even matter what's in it. Because at this point, I haven't missed it, I haven't needed it, or I've already replaced it. So beginning to just simplify. So that's it, guys. Those are my 10 points. I think it was 10 points. Making me a priority again. Make time for you. Setting your non-negotiables, your appropriate boundaries. Delegating, adjusting expectations, doing happy, saying yes to yourself. Self-care, again, there's an article on the momsmentoringcircle.com page, website. Get moving. Remove at least one thing from the to-do list, and simplify. These are all things that in some shape, form, or fashion we can implement somewhere in our lives. So I appreciate you guys joining today. I'll include that link about the self-care article. You know, I'm always here to support you. If you're trying to get some systems in place and you just haven't been able to nail down how that looks, you know, you can reach out to me, you can inbox me here, and we can set up a time to kind of talk about what would work for you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Enjoy your Wednesday. Heading to Villanova this weekend for a graduation. I'm probably going to flood at least my personal page, the timeline there, with tons of pictures of my youngest and our family celebrating there. You guys enjoy your week. Have a great weekend coming up. Talk to you later.